Hey, everybody, welcome to the first live of the year with Karen Larson. Karen, it's great to see you, co-founder of Clear Brand Strategy and Clear Brand Strategy Coaching. I'm excited to talk with you today. You've been on the show a bunch, and you just launched a new group, and it's really focused on just for creative people, writers, illustrators, et cetera. I'll let you get into a little bit more detail. But talk about your company is Clear Brand Coach, Clear Brand Strategy. You're launching this group, Clear Brand Coaching. But let's just focus on branding for a minute. Here we are. We're recording this January 4th, 2023, first live of the year. So thanks for being on the show. What do people need to be thinking about branding when it comes to, this year? We're 3 years out of COVID. I feel like a lot of people I'm talking to, it's kind of like everything's back to normal. People are in the office, moving back to the office, and they're thinking more how they did in kind of how they thought they were in the beginning of 2020.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I think they're over COVID. They're over, even though people are getting it, we're back to business. There's no question.
Correct.
So as far as branding goes, the first thing that comes to mind is consistency. You got to stay consistent. You have to stay consistent with your message, and your message has to be authentic, because everybody wants to work with people, work with companies that they trust, that they believe in, and that has to come through in your branding.
Yeah, let's talk about consistency for a minute. I get asked a lot as I'm a business coach and I'm working with, C-level execs, managers, salespeople. I always get asked the question, how consistent should I be? Right. And so what's the rule of thumb from your perspective?
2 to 3 times a week on LinkedIn will do the trick. As far as social consistency, social media, that will do the trick. But, you want to mix up your messaging with a little bit longer form, talking about what you believe in, and, really get people to get to know you through your social posts versus a real salesy post.
Yeah. Yeah. So think community, something to think about is a lot of times people think they've got to do, they see people doing things on LinkedIn or Facebook every single day, or Twitter. I personally do it every day, but you can do it twice a week, 3 times a week. It doesn't, you can grow from there. That's what I did. I started small and I just grew as it got comfortable, and it becomes kind of second nature. All right, let's talk about your coaching group. And so, there's different types of clients, and I find this too. There's ones that enjoy the one-on-one, and then there's ones that enjoy a group setting. Typically, group settings are a little bit more economical for those who maybe don't have the investment. And there's a lot of great benefits to group coaching. And so tell me a little bit about yours.
Okay. So we're doing both. We're doing individual and group coaching. But what we're really focusing on, and how it all started was, we have our podcast, The Creative Shit Show. And when I say we, it's my partner, Jamie Saunders, and then our friends, Vaughn and Justin. So from that, we found that we were doing a lot of kind of mentoring within the podcast, and people were reaching out to us, and we were building an audience. So it kind of naturally built into this small community that we're building. And the goal with Clear Brand Coaching is to really build a community for creative professionals, creative entrepreneur professionals that are on their own and really need a community and need that ongoing education and nudge to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
And that's our goal with the community and with the coaching. And we've started a coaching group that is meeting every Monday, and we have a super active Facebook page. We literally just started it Monday.
Yeah.
And We have a very active Facebook page already talking about pricing. We're really getting into the nitty-gritty on things.
Yeah.
And, that's the purpose. That's the goal, to have a trusted community where people can feel safe. And like you said, this community is for graphic designers, illustrators, writers, um, photographers. We all work together and collaborate. So it's also to build those collaborations within this community and
Yeah.
figure out the best way to work together.
It seems to me also that when I see certain groups and group coaching and the group coaching model, it seems to me that it works really well in your space. It
Mhm.
works really, really well in the creative space. Why do you think that is?
'Cause we all think alike. We're all, you know, we're all creatives. We're all a little bit we all have challenges about how to deal with money. We all have kind of the same problems.
Yeah.
Creatives think a certain way, and so a bunch of creatives gathering, we instantly get each other.
Yeah. And it seems to me also, what's the vulnerability, element in it? It seems based on the topics you're talking about, it's kind of like, naturally vulnerable coming to the
Mhm.
table. So, and maybe that's another reason nobody's trying to kind of hold their cards tight to their chest as if they're perfect. They're all just coming with their issues, looking for solutions.
Exactly, and, I've also been in, different group coaching situations, but it's always been more from either a sales perspective or a little bit different perspective where I'm really probably the only creative in the group, and then there's other salespeople, there might be engineers, and, it's a mix, so
Yeah.
nobody quite gets
Yeah.
each other or where we're coming from. So the goal with creating this community is, we all get each other instantly,
Hmm.
and we're already learning from each other. Jamie Saunders and I may lead the group, but we're all going to be learning from each other in this
Yeah.
group.
Yeah. Well, I think you bring in, because I've done coaching groups in the past. I don't do anymore, but the ones that I did kind of through the COVID world,
Mhm.
I would say that what you just said is pretty spot on. There were so many different people coming. Everyone was so different that sometimes people just were afraid to speak up.
Right.
And so I like what you're talking about. Talk a little bit about, a little bit more about how you will evolve the community, because I think a lot of times people hear that, but they don't necessarily know what and or how to do that.
Yeah. So Jamie and I are both pushing it out through LinkedIn. We're doing our marketing and branding efforts. And we, again, through the podcast, we're letting people know that it's available. We belong to the community, the marketing and graphic design community it's huge, but yet it's also tight and small in a way. So hopefully what will happen is the word will start getting out,
Yeah.
and um and people will just get on board. But I think the one amazing thing about it is graphic designers and writers and all creatives, we're very much a mentoring type of mindset. We have that built into us because we love what we do so much.
Yeah.
And so we're already getting people that have been in the business for 2 years and people that have been in the business for 20 years. And everybody's already connecting and mentoring each other along the way. And I know there's a difference between coaching and mentoring, but I would have to say that our group we definitely lean towards the mentoring side
Yeah.
and or learning from each other.
Yeah. And the more I'm talking to you and the more I'm thinking about groups, it always seems like the niche groups really are the ones that benefit. Like, I've been in the group of 75 Hard, the book about,
Mhm.
the health. Well, everybody's there for one purpose because they're there
Right.
to accomplish 75 Hard. And as I'm listening to you talking about the creatives, everybody thinks the same because it's only targeting the creatives who are thinking the same. And
Right. And
so
we all experience the same business experiences.
correct. Yeah, you all experience the same. Right. You actually gave me an idea on like a Facebook group to start. I'm gonna kind of marinate it and I'll share it with you. But I think that's the key. It's like it's the niche piece of it. That's what
Right.
builds the community. And I
Yeah.
think that's like the community app, the app community. I think that's also, as I'm thinking about it, where sometimes I don't always love it because you go into a community room, but there's so many different people, it's hard to find the rhythm and the flow of the conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is going to, I've done this before years ago, but on a analog situation, there was when we were, there was a group of designers that we all got together. We called ourselves the design group, and we would get together every month and we all grew our businesses and we all raised our rates. We compared invoices and things like that. And this is going to be exactly the same type of thing. And all of those people, including myself, have had very successful careers. And I think we would all agree that that group made a difference in our lives.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope that this group does as well. I hope it makes a difference in people's lives and it gets people where they want to be quicker than they would be without the group.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. All right. Quick speed round. You ready? Well, first of all, where can people get to the group?
You can go to clearbrandstrategy.com and there's a link right off of the homepage.
Awesome. All right. Quick speed round, Karen. Since we last talked, a book, a TED Talk, an article that's had an impact on you.
Oh, a book. It's not a business book. It's just an absolutely amazing book. Project Hail Mary. It's about an astronaut that meets has first contact. And it's absolutely an amazing book.
Good, very good.
I read it over the holidays and
right,
I can't recommend it enough.
Good. Finish your sentence. One thing everybody needs to do to build more community in their business is?
Stay active on LinkedIn. It's going to work.
That.
Yeah.
Good. I love that. And one great piece of advice from one of your grandparents.
I used to say, shut up when I was a kid. And my grandmother would always say, that's not nice. Just tell people to be quiet.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Sometimes you got to tell people to be quiet. Yeah.
That's right.
That's actually some good advice. Karen Larson, always love having you on the show. Think community.
Love you too, John.
I'm a business coach. I work with successful people. I get them unstuck. And what I love about this podcast is it helps people get unstuck. And me included, you enlightened me today and got me thinking a little bit about groups a little bit differently. I had done a group with different intention. It was COVID. I wanted to offer a coaching model that was more economical because my custom coaching and keynotes are more high end. But you've enlightened me and think community. If you are going to start any type of group, niche it down. Down. As a business coach, I don't niche. I work with all types of people all over the world. But when it comes to the groups, I think niche is great. I think what you do is great. I've seen your work. I've referred you to people who love your work. And I think people, if you're the creative people that will join your group will truly benefit. I believe that. Think community, if Karen and her group can help you, give what is it, clearbrandstrategy.com?
Yep.
Clearbrandstrategy.com. If I can help you, jondwoskin.com. Happy New Year, everybody. Have an amazing day. Karen, any last words?
Nope. Happy New Year and make it happen this year.
Yeah, make it happen.
I'm excited.
Amen to that. Me too. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.